All right. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Rock Talk, episode 10. I am your host, Pastor Jared. Let's get in. We're using I do this every time. New Morning Mercies. I don't know why I do that. All right, let's jump into today's devotion. Okay, so today's little thought, as it were, is the best theology will not remove mystery from your life. So rest is found in trusting the one who rules, is all and knows no mystery. Her voice quivered that morning as she told me to get home as quickly as I could. My wife, Luella, is a very emotionally stable woman. She isn't easily rocked. I knew that we were facing what we were facing was serious because it had rocked her. I was about 6 hours away with my assistant. I had made the nervous trip home. Nicole, our daughter, had started her walk home from work late the previous night, as she had done many nights before. A car driven by a drunk and unlicensed driver careened up the sidewalk and crushed Nicole against a wall. She had devastating injuries, including 11 breaks in her pelvis and massive internal bleeding. When I finally got to the hospital and walked into Nicole's intensive care room, I did what any father with a drop of parental blood in him would do. I fell apart. I crawled up in Nicole's bed, not sure if she could hear me, and said, "It's Dad. You're not alone, and God is with you too." When I walked into that room, it was as if the whole world went dark. My heart cried, "Why? Why? Why?" If I could choose, I wouldn't have any of my children go through such a thing. And if I had to choose one of my children, I wouldn't have chosen Nicole. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep going. And if I had to choose one of my children, I wouldn't have chosen Nicole at that moment in her life. She seemed so vulnerable. In an instant, we were cast into life-changing mystery and our theological non-negotiable. I'm sorry, this is a horribly tragic story, but why did he go and say if he could pick one of his kids, he would have picked her? Like, no, I have other kids I would have picked to have had this horrible thing happen to them. I don't think you're allowed to say that as a parent. I don't know where we were. Here we go. We were cast into life-changing mystery, and our theological non-negotiables didn't take that mystery away. Nicole did recover well, but we lived through 4 years of travail, again and again, with the thought that when it comes to Nicole's accident, God was neither surprised nor afraid. You see, there is no mystery with God. He is never caught off guard. He never wonders how he is going to deal with the unexpected thing. I love the words of Daniel 2:22. He knows what is in the darkness, and light dwells with him. God is with you in your moments of darkness because he will never leave you. But your darkness isn't dark to him. Your mysteries aren't mysterious to him. Your surprises don't surprise him. He understands all the things that confuse you the most. Not only are your mysteries not mysterious to him, mysterious to him, but he is in complete charge of all that is mysterious to you and me. Guys, I'm sorry, I am not reading well today. Remember today that there is one who looks at what you see and as dark and sees light. And as you remember that, remember too that he is the ultimate definition of everything that is wise, good, true, loving, and faithful. He holds you and your mysteries in his gracious hands. And because he does, you can find rest even when the darkness of mystery has entered your door. So the point I love about this is, even though I hate the story, like, I don't understand why all Christian things have to involve like a dad and his daughter dying or being injured. So that is this weird thing that the Christian world uses apparently to drive a point home. So do not like that. So cross this story off my list. But the part about it that I do like is this concept of like our theology shouldn't be based around. So you talk about like the mystery, right? There's the mystery. Like God isn't thrown for a loop. And how our theology doesn't take that mystery away. You can't like learn more about God and then like just know everything. Like, oh, let me learn more about God, and then these mysterious things won't happen anymore. These things, and so I think I've talked about this in the past about this idea of how if we base our theology off of being able to understand how things are going to work, I'm wording it a little bit differently to fit with today's message. But we can't base our theology off the idea of, hey, things are going well, or are things, I understand how things are going. I understand the plan of my life. Therefore, God is good and things are going well. And then when all of a sudden we feel like things are not going well and we don't understand it, all of a sudden now our faith is kind of shook. We talked about this on Sunday a little bit about how, faith and not having to see the entire plan. So just because this horrible tragedy had happened in their life, they said that doesn't shake our non-negotiables. Like, we didn't understand why this happened. It was a terrible time for it to happen. I mean, he literally said, I wish it would happen to one of my other kids. It would have been, a little more convenient in their life at that point. She was just so vulnerable at that time. But that didn't shake their non-negotiables, their belief in God, what they believed. And you only get that by spending time with the Lord, by spending time in your word. We talked about the difference between Logos and Rhema. And you learn the Logos, you learn the things the Bible is saying. And then you have those revealed words and that time with God. So when things, mysterious things, bad things, kind of cliche Christian movie things happen in your life, it doesn't throw you. It may rock you, it may devastate you, but you're going to turn back to God to be your ultimate rock, rather than, rock talk, see what I did there? I didn't do that on purpose. And be able to have that foundation of Christ rather than being thrown anytime you don't understand what's going on in your life. So I want to encourage you, if you feel like you're in a time where you just don't understand what is happening, what God is doing, why he's allowing certain things, to turn back to him to make sure he is your firm foundation. Get in your word. Grab that Logos. As I said, there's times when you need that Rhema, that revealed word, but now is the time to build up that Logos when you're not in the middle of those. So when you have something like that happened with his daughter, that's when you need that Rhema word for God to say, hey, it's going to be okay. Things are going to work out. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Look, I'm using my iPhone instead of my 6K nice raw camera. So hopefully this looks and sounds okay. So it's those times of peace that you need to be digging in and really building that storehouse of Logos. Does that make sense? Of your word to draw upon in those times. All right, so for further study and encouragement, you can read Isaiah 40, 12 to 31. All right, thank you for joining me on episode 10 of Rock Talk. I will see you tomorrow for episode 11.